friends, welcome to my channel. It's Candy here, and I just wanted to share with you guys today my July budget. And without further ado, let's get started. So as you can see here, I have my trusty composition notebook from the Dollar Tree, and I also like to use these pens that I also got from the Dollar Tree. Today I'm using the ink R2 Blast in 0.7 millimeter. Sorry if that's not focusing, but I got this in a 2-pack from the Dollar Tree. This just happens to be the blue color. It included a purple pen as well, and they also have other colors. I believe they have a pack with some pink and green pens as well. So let's get started on our July budget. So I just open up the notebook here, and I already have my July budget pretty much plotted out. So let's go over this. So we'll start from the beginning. This is for July 2020. We get paid on the 15th and the 30th. So this is our paycheck for the 15th. This is our paycheck amount for the 30th, and in total, we get paid each month $4,083.24. Now, we're also on a debt-free journey, and our total consumer debt, which includes 2 cars and 2 student loan debts, is $46,269.29. The debt payment that we're trying to snowball right now, as we're using the snowball method, is my husband's car, which we still owe $5,087.47 on. So coming over here to the bills, these are all the bills that we have for the month and their due dates. So I put all the due dates on this side. And then I start with our mortgage each month. And then this is our Citibank card. This card we charge, home improvements on, things that we don't normally budget for that we need. My husband recently had to have some dental work done, so we charge that, but we always pay it off. And we usually use our savings that we have in place to pay off these credit cards that involve purchases that are either emergency purchases or healthcare type purchases. So anyway, the first part of the month we are going to be paying $246 to Citibank to finish out that billing cycle for this month. And then my gym payment is on hold right now, so I put that at 0. Whenever I do put it back in place, it's normally I believe $39.99 charge. And I forgot to put this in here with these, but also due on the 1st of July is our garbage pickup, and that is $57, and that actually went up by $6 because it was $51 for 3 months of service. And so this is why it's important to do a budget, because things change, prices change on things. Now, coming over here, our power bill for the month is going to be $148.66. I usually pay most of my bills online. The only bill that I don't pay online is my water bill. And so for some reason, I didn't set that account up right to be paid online, and so I have to pay it over the phone. For my student loan, this is $0. Normally this is about $130 some odd dollars. Right now it's on administrative forbearance until September 30th, as I'm sure most other people's student loans are, or they're supposed to be, as part of, I believe, the CARES Act. that is in place for, due to COVID. So when that comes back into play, we will be paying on that again like I said, we're snowballing my husband's car right now. And so we're going ahead and taking advantage of the student loans being at 0% interest and not having to make a payment. And so this payment, I started rolling into my husband's car payment basically, and you'll see that as we move along. So my water bill is about $33 per month, and this doesn't usually fluctuate very much. Usually the bill that fluctuates the most during this paycheck period is the power bill, so that one fluctuates a bit, but that's the exact number for this month. So I know some people, when they're doing their budgeting for the month, they like to do estimated and actual. I don't really do that. I just do the straight up what it is numbers. So this is the actual payment, and this is the actual payment for this month. I mean, and if it changes, I can always mark it out and update it. Adam's student loans, we are also have at 0. His is also on administrative forbearance, and I think normally his is about $154, something to that effect. And down here you can see Carly is what we named my husband's car. I mean, that may be kind of silly, but I do name my things like plants and cars. I give them a name. So his name for his car is lovingly named Carly. And so this is part of our snowball. We give $500 twice a month. So for right now, so as you can see down here, let me zoom out. So we're going to give $500 here, and then when the second paycheck comes, we're going to give $500 there, so we can snowball his car and get it paid off before the end of this year, hopefully. So back to this. So we're giving $500 to his car. His normal payment is $250.63 on his car. And what I had already been snowballing into his car, I was making a payment of about $475 based on other debts we had already paid off. So then I snowballed that into his car payment. But lately we've been opening up quite a bit of money, and so I'm just like, we're ready to go for it. I'm ready to be debt free, and so we're giving $1,000 to his car each month. So feasibly we should have his car paid off in about 5 months. So that should be before the end of the year is out, or the last month of this year we should have it paid off. And just another side note, I use undebt.it, so I will link them in the description box below. But basically you can go to undebt.it and you can plug in all your consumer debts and what their interest rates are and what form of payment you want to make on them. Like, do you want to use the debt snowball method, or do you want to use the debt avalanche method? And they'll let you do that, and you can put which one you want to pay off first, which one you want to pay off next and last, and so on. And so it's a really great debt management tool, or a debt freedom tool, really. If you wanted to use that, like I said, I will link it below, and you can be on your way to your debt-free journey as well. So that's all I pay is up to here for our first paycheck, or actually the 30th helps, the 30th paycheck that comes out on the 30th. So our July 30th, not July 30th, excuse me, our June 30th paycheck is going to help pay all these bills up until here for his car. And then the second half is going to pay for this Citibank charge on 7/15 as well, and then on down the line is going to pay for this as well. And so let's get started on that. So the 30th paycheck or the 15th paycheck, the paycheck that comes to us on the 15th of the month. It'll be on the 15th of July and we'll get that paycheck. And so this is going to pay city. Now this might be a little bit of an estimation because right now this is what we would have to pay for our Citibank card in order to, I like to be ahead a little bit. I like to split up our credit card payments into 2 payments each month. So that way when the next billing cycle rolls around, that payment that we needed to be paying is already paid for. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that made any sense what I'm just said, but instead of paying it in a lump sum, like let's say instead of paying the $246 plus the $90.50, I split it up into 2 payments so that I've paid off the total bill, but it's less of a financial burden on us. So I split it up between our 2 paychecks. So hopefully that made more sense. This next is Total Wireless. We pay $59.07, and that's for 2 lines. I highly recommend Total Wireless. I will link them below as well. I mean, you can't beat paying $59.07 for awesome service. We used to be with Verizon, and I believe it's Clark Howard on the television said that Total Wireless is a great alternative to people who are Verizon customers but can no longer afford their outrageous prices on their cell phone service. So we've been really happy with Total Wireless. In fact, we learned, I think through that same TV personality, that they pretty much ping on the same towers as Verizon. So we've not had any problems with Total Wireless. They provide great service. And when we started out, we only had 8 gigabytes of data between the 2 of us. And then they kept upping that to then it was 16 gigabytes they were giving us. And then now we are on unlimited, I guess, because we're loyal customers. So highly recommend Total Wireless if you're interested. I will link them below. Our auto insurance for this month is estimated to be $121.42, and this is auto deduct. Also, Total Wireless is auto deduct for us. It automatically comes out. And so $121.42. And I just changed our auto insurance policy to be for low mileage or low mileage driving. I apologize if you can hear the background noise. My neighbors are kind of doing some lawn maintenance right now. So I do apologize if you can hear that in the background. But moving right along, auto insurance for us, I recently changed it. I upped our deductibles to $2,000 a piece, which dropped our auto insurance rates. And I also put us on low mileage because not only am I not driving as much, carting the kids around to school and stuff of that nature, my husband's also not going into the office anymore, so he doesn't have his commute like he used to. So I switched us to a low mileage rate, and it really helped save us some money because I think this had gotten up to $180 a month or something to that effect for both of our vehicles. So that's been a huge savings, me doing that. This Skylar, this is the name of my vehicle. So we lovingly named her Skylar. I drive a Toyota RAV4. And my husband drives a Toyota Corolla, in case I didn't mention that up here. But my payment every month is $323.38. We have AT&T for our internet service, and so that is $55 every month. That does not fluctuate. I probably do need to call them and see if I can get a better rate because it used to be $40 a month, and it just seems like it's creeping up. So I do need to call them and see if I can get that down even lower. On the 28th, our time for learning is due, and this is my son's homeschool curriculum. Right now I have it on hold. It's $5.99. It's normally $19.95 per month whenever it's active. I have to pay the $5.99 hold fee if I want them to retain his records and keep them so that he can just, pick up where he left off for the next school year. So I choose to do that. This program has worked really well for him, and if it continues to work, I'll continue to use it. Also supplemented his curriculum with some learning without tears because he was kind of struggling with writing and stuff. And so I'll link Time for Learning and Learning Without Tears below if you're interested in using those for possibly supplemental learning for your child, or if you decide to homeschool your child, maybe that will be something you would benefit from looking into. And then last but not least, there's Carly again, and she will get another $500 for our second paycheck period, making a grand total of $1,000 for the month of July, going toward his $5,087.47 that we still owe. So that should drop it down to $4,087.47. So plugging right away at that debt-free journey, guys, and so excited to be debt-free. I'm going to do a happy dance. And so coming down here, I'm going to scoot this up just a little bit. So our allowance for every month is a total of $180. So that's $80, which is $40 a piece for me and my husband. And then I give the kids a little allowance for doing, some lessons over the summer and doing some chores around the house. So they get $10 times 2. So they get $5 a piece every 2 weeks. And then over here, I've allotted gas as $50 for the whole month because, like I said, we're not doing a whole lot of driving anymore due to COVID. But normally this is $240 for the whole month. So you got to think we're only spending $25 per pay period, if that. And so, $240 versus $25 per pay period is a huge difference. And here I've allotted a budget of $600 for the whole month. So that's $300 for pay period, $150 per week if you break it down that way. So, and the reason I kind of upped our grocery budget, because it was a little bit lower than this previously before COVID, is because we're all eating at home now a lot more. And so it's just nice to have that extra money in place for, extra food and stuff. Oh, and we also have that in place too in case we need to replenish our overstock or I guess my husband calls it our survival food stock, in case we have another situation where there's no rice, there's no beans on the shelf, there's no toilet paper, et cetera, and so forth. So, savings has nothing right now because I have to pay these bills first for each pay period before I can determine how much money we have left over, and that can go into savings. So I will be filling that out later and maybe updating you before August on what that was, what amount we were able to save for July. And then this is my slush fund. So not only did we have a main bank account that helps us pay, or a checking account rather, that helps us pay all of our bills, we also have a secondary checking account, and I call it our slush fund. And I like to be able to keep at least $100 in the slush fund at any given time because, let's say we wanted to go out to eat as a family, I can use the slush fund for that. If I needed to buy clothes for the kids, school's coming up soon, so if I had to buy some new clothes for the kids or, different things like that, that's what I would use this slush fund for. So we have a main checking account, a secondary checking account, and we have a savings account. And like I said before, with our Citibank card, we use our card to pay for emergencies and like anything medical that comes up, but then we always use our savings account, which I think we have about $9,000-ish in there right now for our savings account, because when COVID came around, we were like, ugh, yikes, we need to have an emergency savings in place and we need to ramp that up. So, you know, I could easily take what we have in savings right now and pay my husband's car off lickety-split. But because of COVID and because we want that extra security, because, you know, there's the possibility that I don't think my husband would lose his job, and we are a one-income family, which is, you know, quite scary when you're a one-income family and, you know, there's the threat of you might be losing your job. Then yes, an emergency fund can help you feel so much better about your situation. So that's why we've kept that in place with the emergency fund and not just went ahead and paid his car off. Even though I wanted to so bad, I want to be debt-free so bad, but the peace of mind that comes with having a fully funded emergency fund is an awesome feeling too. So we decided to just go with the emergency fund for now instead of paying consumer debt off right now. So we're still able to do our debt snowball even while we're saving money for our emergency fund or emergency savings account. So that's really great. I'm really blessed and thankful that we're able to do that even on just one income. Anyway, friends, I hope you enjoyed this budget with me. I really enjoyed making it for you, and I hope you were able to budget with me. And you know, if you have any questions about how I do my budgeting or what accounts I have or things of that nature, leave those questions in the comments below and I'd be glad to answer them for you. And as always, take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.